Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Shifts and Pucks podcast news pack for Friday, January 28th. Happy Friday to you. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, as well Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And as we go through the news for today, a reminder again about our contest with the Pig and Duke. Pig and Duke. With the scheduled game between the Vancouver Canucks and not the scheduled, big game between the Vancouver Canucks and Calgary Flames on April 23rd at the Scotiabank Saddledome. We are partnering with the Pig and Duke, where an opportunity for you to go to the game with Chris, Devin, and Sean. Tickets to the game, food at the Pig and Duke, ride to the game. It's a Saturday night game. It'll be 8 o'clock Mountain, 7 o'clock Pacific. All you need to do is retweet our words and our clips, our news packs, and all of that, as well as message us the word of the week. And that's in our Mondays and Wednesdays podcast. So have a listen for those. And then we can, you'll have an opportunity there for that as well. Let's get into the news of the day. And I guess we'll start with the press conference involving Evander Kane, which was the Oilers officially mentioned last night. The signing of Evander Kane is now official. He is going to be in the lineup with the against the uh, against the Montreal Canadiens, and so Kane is officially signed, and there, and he had his introductory press conference. A couple of things that Kane did say. He views himself as a leader. He also has encouraged Oiler fans to be open-minded, get to know him on the ice, off the ice, and in the community. So, I, I'll let you be the judge of what Evander Kane's introductory press conference was. There's a lot of people unimpressed, and a lot of people that are for you to decide how that goes. But Evander Kane is expected to be part of the game tomorrow when the Oilers are off to Montreal. As far as the games for today go, um, we'll just go touch on those. And we have a total of 5 games in the National Hockey League and a couple of retiring numbers. Henrik Lundqvist, number 30, will be retired when the Minnesota Wild play the New York Rangers, as well as Sergei Zubov's number 21 will be retired, as well as the tonight when the Dallas Stars host the Washington Capitals. So Zubov was just put in the Hall of Fame. This year, Lundqvist has just recently retired, so he will be in the Hall of Fame once he's eligible for that. I don't think there's any dispute that he's a first ballot Hall of Fame there. But as far as just touching on the game there, the actual game, Minnesota and the Rangers will just go there. The Wild come into the game still holding on to the first wild card spot. They have won 3 in a row, 25, 10, and 3, but holding the first wild card spot 4 points behind the St. Louis Blues in the Central Division. The Blues did knock off the Flames in a revenge game, really, for them, 5-1. The Flames are currently in the second wild card spot. The Stars, as far as the Rangers go, just to stick with them here for a moment, and then we'll touch on the Stars. The Rangers are in third place. Well, it's officially third, but it's a 3-way tie for first with the Carolina Hurricanes and the Pittsburgh Penguins for first place in the Metropolitan. Carolina, on the basis of games played, have played the least, 40. The Rangers have played 44. And they will be that's what they're going through, and they're also going through a pretty significant injury as Adam Fox has been placed on IR for the Rangers. He is he left in the third with an upper body injury of yesterday's game. And so he's now on injured reserve for the Rangers. To touch on Washington and Dallas, as we mentioned, Dallas is in the second wild, just outside the wild card spot. They've won 4 in a row. They're tied with the Flames, but the Flames do have one game in hand, as it's the Flames, actually Dallas and San Jose all tied with in that second wild card spot with 46 points. The Oilers are 2 points behind. The Canucks are 3 games behind. So the Stars, they retired Zubov's number tonight. They've won 4 in a row. The Washington Capitals right now are holding down the first wild card spot. They're 5 points behind that trio of Carolina, Pittsburgh, and the Rangers. They've lost 2 in a row coming into the game tonight as well. The Detroit Red Wings are facing the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. The Red Wings are 9 points out of a wild card spot. They've lost 3 in a row. Penguins, of course, part of that trio in the Metropolitan that was mentioned. Colorado is against the Chicago Blackhawks. Nathan MacKinnon is going to be. He sustained a facial fracture during that hit you may have seen involving Taylor Hall, but it was actually Nathan MacKinnon's stick more than it was Taylor Hall. It looked worse than it was in terms of Taylor Hall's action, but he will be out at least 3 games MacKinnon will be with a facial fracture and concussion. The Colorado Avalanche are coming into the division this game with the best record in the entire National Hockey League, 38-3, or let me check that. Nope, sorry, the Florida Panthers are ahead of them. Second best record in the National Hockey League with a record of 38-3. They have won 8 in a row. They have won 19 of 22 games at home, by the way. They're not at home here for this one. They're in Chicago. The Blackhawks are currently 7 points out of that wild card spot, and continue to struggle a little bit there. And so we've got that, and then our final couple of games that we're looking at, the Boston Bruins are in Arizona. The Bruins are holding down the second wild card spot in the division or in the Eastern Conference. They've lost 2 in a row against the Arizona Coyotes, who of course are dealing with those arena issues as well as everything else. But they have the worst record in the Western Conference with 24 points and have lost 3 in a row. And those are the 5 games that are in the NHL tonight. We have the Hockey Day in Canada tomorrow. It starts on 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Mountain. The Anaheim Ducks are in Ottawa, and then you'll have Winnipeg playing St. Louis at 3 Eastern, 12 noon Pacific. Edmonton and Montreal, and Toronto and Detroit, 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, and then at 10 Eastern, it's the Vancouver Canucks and the Calgary Flames, and it's the first time that they've met this year. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific there as well. Touching on other news of the day, the Buffalo Sabres, of course, with Aaron Dell suspended, they could be without their top, not only their top 2, not only their top 4, the top 6 goaltenders. Michael Hauser was placed on a COVID protocol on Friday. He is the only goalie in contract available headed into this weekend. Aaron Dell was suspended. You have Malcolm Subban injured, Jukka-Pekka Luukkonen injured. You have Craig Henderson not ready to go. So they're at least down 6 to their number 7 goaltenders. Dustin Tokarski could be ready to play, but it's unsure yet. So that's significant. That's an interesting problem that the Buffalo Sabres are going through. And the Jonathan Toews, of course, as the Blackhawks are hosting the Colorado Avalanche, he's out indefinitely. He's in concussion protocol. Of course, as well, he This will be his first game he misses this season, against Colorado, and Zygmunt Girgensons also out for the Sabres until the All-Star break without an injury. Alex Texier was out 4 weeks of Blue Jackets because of a fractured finger. Brendan Gallagher could return to the Canadiens this weekend. He could play also against Montreal, against the Oilers. He's missed 8 games with a lower body injury as well. And in terms of other things to look at, other news, looks like there's another postponement between the Brandon Wheat Kings and Prince Albert Raiders have been postponed. That game is tomorrow was scheduled for tomorrow. Multiple players dealing with COVID protocol and non-COVID related incidents. So that game is one that is going to have to be rescheduled there. And so that is pretty much the other news of the day is involving the All-Star game, as Machine Gun Kelly will be heading the All-Star game entertainment. He'll be on a stage during the second intermission of the game, and so you'll be hearing the musical stylings of Machine Gun Kelly for that. So that is the news for today, Friday, January 28th. You can again follow us individually at 30 on Twitter, Sean Beardy Canuck 03, Tyler TNOBLE, Chris Schneid's SCHNEIDZ, Devin Gordhow 09. I am KEVOLE, Shifts and Pucks on Twitter, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch as well. We've got some polls out on Twitter as well, where we ask in our clips that we'll have this weekend, are asking who would you prioritize if you're a Flames, the Johnny Gaudreau or Matthew Tkachuk there. So vote on that. And we will have our podcast Monday, 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain. Until then, we will talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.